Hello guys, what is going on? It is Sam and welcome back to another video. Today I have a Norwich City video for you. It's a bit of a different one for a change. It's going to be the statistics so far this season. We are 26 games in, so how this one's going to work, I've got a range of statistics to tell you about. Some of them I'll give my opinion on, some of them I'll just go straight through. If you don't hear me properly, then there will be titles overlaid on the screen so that you can see exactly what I said and you can form your own opinion on. It's a video that I'm looking forward to making. Let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start with the basics then. Our form overall, we've won 6 games, we've drawn 6 games, and we've lost 14 games. Our home form has been 1-4, drawn 4, lost 5. Away form has been 1-2, drawn 2, lost 9. So there you can see our away form has been very, very poor this season. Just 2 wins, but 9 losses is really the damaging thing. And especially we've lost those to some teams around us, for example, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Watford, all games that we could have won. And I mean, our away form really has put us in the position we are. Our home form, only 4 wins, but only 5 losses, which isn't too bad for a club fighting for survival, I would say. Our home form, I think it could be our home form that keeps us up in the end, but our away form, we've got to get two more wins on the road, I think, at least, if we're going to have a chance of staying up, because that form simply has not been good enough this season. An interesting statistic for you here. Of our last, I believe, 2.5 seasons, we've won just 6 away games. So that's the two seasons with Houghton and then 26 games into this one. So 6 away games in 2.5 seasons. Unbelievable, really. But yeah, it looks like it's going to only really be a home form that can keep us up, I fear. So, when conceding first, 1-0, drawn 4, lost 14. When scoring first, 1-6, drawn 2, lost none. So there you go. You can see really when we get our points and when we don't. Just 4 points from conceding first, and that's been in 18 games this season, which is a very high amount, too high. And when we score first, we haven't lost a game, we've drawn 2. Those 2 are both against West Ham. So it seems scoring first is the key for us. I know it's normally the key probably for most teams, but it looks like we don't really have much response when conceding first, which is always going to be a struggle for us. So that's definitely one thing that we need to try and improve, getting the first goal and then trying to protect that lead. So points lost from winning positions, 7. Points gained from losing positions, 4. So to be fair, that's not too bad. 7 points lost from winning positions. You think, where would we be now? But you've got to remember, a lot of teams have probably had similar situations to that. They've lost, but there'll be teams that have lost more points from winning positions than us, especially Bournemouth in particular. And then 4 points gained from losing positions is not really quite good enough, but that's been in games where we've conceded first, not been in the lead. So yeah, not winning from conceding first is a bit of a worry, but if we keep scoring first, we will win more games. So total goals this season, 30. Goalless games, 9. Scored games, or games were scored in, 17. So that's 17 out of 26 games were scored in, 9. We haven't. Yep, just repeat the statistic there. Well done, Sam. So that's not too much of a worry, because you're going to have bad days. You're going to have games where it simply just won't go in for you. But total goals 30. That's a goal a game plus 2 and 4 others on average. That's not too bad, if I'm honest. If you think in that Houghton season, scored just 28 all season when we went down. So we can score goals, but the problem is some of those goals have all been in one game. We've had, like, for example, against Liverpool we scored 4, against Sunderland we scored 3, against Bournemouth we scored 3. So I think the goalless games, the games we haven't scored in, for example, Villa, Watford, Bournemouth, West Brom, they're the games that we need to be scoring in, for example, because we've actually scored goals against the high level teams. I think Tottenham are the only team we haven't scored against in the top 5 at the moment, which is interesting. So ranking goals scored, 13th, joint with Bournemouth. Ranking goals conceded, 20th, joint with Sunderland. That's 50 goals conceded, if I forgot to say. So goals scored 13th, that's not too bad, like I said then. But goals conceded last, well, that kind of really tells you where everything has gone wrong this season, basically. And that just tells you everything. Last, 50 goals conceded. That's an unreal amount. That's nearly 2 a game on average, and that's really where it's all gone wrong for us. If we could keep more clean sheets, we'll definitely be picking up more points, I know. But I mean, we've lost so many games this season where we've conceded sort of more than one goal. We haven't lost too many 1-0s. We've just been losing 2-3-0. For example, we conceded, I think, 21 in our last 7 games. So you think if we just keep a couple more clean sheets, we'd have so many more points. So our last 10 games then, 1-3, drawn 1, lost 6. That is 5 defeats in the last 6, I believe, after the draw against West Ham. So it's worrying. It's relegation form, really, if you think about it. But we're not in the relegation zone yet, so we've still got time to perfect that form. Top scorers, Mbakani, Houlihan, Howson and Redmond, all with 4 goals. We've had 13 different goal scorers this season. I found that unbelievable when I saw it. yeah, that's very surprising indeed. That really shows we haven't really got a proven goal scorer yet, but the goals have been spread around the pitch more. So I'm not too worried about that, because all our players have proved they can score goals. It's just about finding that one player who's going to put them in the back of the net all the time. So most assists then, Wes Hoolahan with 7. No surprise there really. Hoolahan's he's been pretty good this season. He hasn't been as good lately, but hopefully he can get his form from earlier in the season and get it back into this game. So next lot of statistics, just turning the page. Goals scored from set pieces, 4. That's 1 penalty in that. Goals conceded from set pieces, 14. 6 penalties. 6 penalties conceded. You think we've lost 2 points. We've only actually lost 2 points in total though because of those penalties. But yeah, that's not really good enough. Especially goals from set pieces. I worry every time we try and defend a corner or a free kick, as we just always look vulnerable, especially when we conceded so many stupid set-piece goals, like against West Ham in the last minute to drop 2 points there, against Villa, against, you name pretty much every team. Half-time results, this is if the game ended at half-time. We'd have won 5, drawn 11 and lost 10, so if I do the maths here, that would lead us to 26 points this season if that was the case, so not really much difference, but shows that I'd say we're not really quite playing as well in the second half. After I was looking up, a lot of our goals have come in the first half. There's been a fair few, second half, my bad. There's been a fair few goals conceded in the second and first half too. So goals conceded in first 15 minutes, 5. Goals conceded in the last 15 minutes, 14. So goals conceded in the last 15 minutes, 14. That's where we've lost a lot of points, I think, this season. Like West Ham, twice. Liverpool, we lost a few there. Can't remember every team, but we'd have maybe 6 or 7 more points if we hadn't conceded all those goals, which is a bit of a shame. But it's the worst time to concede, and also 5 in the first 15 minutes never gets you off to a good start. It's all there, like I said before, about scoring the first goal and not conceding it. So goals scored in the first half then, 12. Goals scored in the second half, 18. So there you can see, like I said, we seem to be better in the second half. Goals scored by defenders, 7. Goals scored by midfielders, 15. Goals scored by strikers, 8. So our midfielders are scoring more of the goals. That's perhaps why we need to try, if we can stay up, try and find a more proven Premier League goal scorer. But it does show that at least we are sharing the goals around. That it means that everyone can score goals for us, but it's just about finding that one guy who can score them all the time. So with our wins this season against Southampton, Swansea, Bournemouth, Man United, Sunderland and Villa, thought I'd throw that in because we haven't had that many wins. We've kept only 3 league clean sheets. That's a very poor amount. That's lost us a lot of points this season. Goals conceded per match, 1.92. Goals scored per match, 1.15. Longest unbeaten streak, 3 games. Shots, 222 shots. And final set of statistics then, we'll probably just rattle through these ones. Shots per match, 8.54, so it does show that we are getting a few shots. Crosses, 420, blaze it, checking. Offsides, 62, probably Jerome has about 61 of them, but saves, 75, that is Declan Rudd and John Ruddy. Blocks, 66, clearances, 828, fouls, 286, cards, 43, 3 red and 40 yellow. The red cards came against Manchester City, Southampton and one other team I can't quite remember. But the only stat that matters overall is the points that we have, and that is 24. So, yep, that's all the statistics then. They are pretty accurate to where we are on the table, if I'm honest. If you look at the goals conceded, and where we're conceding the goals from, it does show that we're definitely a team that's going to probably have a good chance of not staying up this season, because I'm not too confident. I think I'll do a video later in this week, a debate whether we're going to stay up or not, probably do it with a few friends. So thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.